And this is a video review of the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Beast Megatron from the Beast War series. And this is one figure that I've been waiting to get for a very long time. Maybe, I don't know, past 10 years I've been trying to source a version of this one. I even went to Wish and bought one of those KO flimsy KO Megatrons. That one didn't end well at all. And I'm so glad to finally get this. I know there was a Masterpiece released just a couple of years ago, but that one was really pricey, and I didn't really want to spend that much on a figure. But this one is just perfectly priced for me, and as it is, it's an awesome representation of Beast Megatron. Not that it's perfect, it does have its flaws, but overall I'm really happy with this piece. All the gripes that I have is really minor. I think that might be me looking at it in rose tinted glasses, just because I've been waiting for this guy for like a long time now. But all that said, I think it's awesome. I think he's well worth putting in anyone's collection. Now, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at the packaging. So you've seen this packaging before. This is your standard Kingdom packaging. Megatron in robot and beast mode. Your Kingdom imagery there. At the back is Megatron in his robot and beast mode. And I didn't notice this before, but there is a designation number there. He is War for Cybertron Kingdom 10. Also included is this really nice set of instructions. As with all the Kingdom figures and all the War for Cybertron figures, it's very clean, so no complaints there. Now, before I get, like I said, too ahead of myself, I did get this special box as well from the seller. I don't know where this is from, but it's a really nice box, so I wanted to show this to you. So yeah, this is more the Siege artwork than anything else, but I guess it's generic, War for Cybertron. It's more for the Netflix one, and it does open up to show the window for the box. Now, yeah, if anyone knows where this is from, what this is, let me know. It's just really nice. Even comes with this poster. And no, you don't get this with your Megatron. I just got this. I was lucky to get this from the seller. It's really nice. I might put this up on my wall with my other posters. It even has autographs, printed on there anyway, not actual autographs of the actors, I suppose. Let me know what this is. It's really nice. And the other thing that this one has is it has this. It looks like a pin. I haven't taken it out, but if I open this top flap, I might leave it there, because where am I gonna put it anyway? It's actually a pin there. So yeah, let me know if anyone knows what that is. Now let's take a closer look at Beast Megatron. So let me just adjust the camera and zoom into Megatron a little bit. So yeah, he doesn't have a blast effect. This one came with Jetfire, and he doesn't have any accessories, but he doesn't need it. Maybe they could have packed in a rubber ducky or something. Otherwise, there's no real accessories that will work with this guy. Yeah, let's stand him up straight, and let me show you the figure in detail. So yeah, look at that face sculpt. I mean, it's close to perfect, and the only thing that would make it perfect would be if they gave him that scowling face that he always had. Yes. So yeah, look at that. Very accurate to the Beast Wars. Now he is gappy, so he does have, I don't know why they put gaps there, and you know, there as well. They did a very awesome job with the Grimlock that I just reviewed. I don't know why they couldn't have done the same with this guy, but otherwise it's really good. Now the other thing of note, I don't know, so if you've been following my channel, you know that I collect both Marvel Legends and Transformers primarily. And this guy, in terms of the plastic, this feels like Transformers plastic just because it's Transformer, but this rubbery piece feels like the same plastic that they use on your, you know, your regular Marvel Legends. It's soft and pliable, and they smell like I don't know if you guys smell your toys, but when I opened the packaging, there's this distinct plastic smell that you would be familiar with if you collect Marvel Legends. So that tends me to believe that this dinosaur skin layer of Megatron was made of this Marvel Legends plastic with this you know, harder plastic skeleton. And that's, I think that was a really smart decision, and it gives him this awesome feel in beast mode. I wish they did the same with the other Beast Wars figures, but maybe, you know, they didn't have the budget or something. But this guy really benefits from that one. Oh, and look at that tiny, can you see that tiny Predacon logo on the forehead? Maybe you can't, but it does have a really nicely done Predacon symbol. It's hard to see just because it's dirty white over silver, but it's a very cleanly done Predacon logo. So yeah. Oh, the other bit about this Megatron is he does have a sizable backpack, and as you know, as Beast Wars figures usually are, he is a very heavy panel former, and all of the panels are on his back. But you know, it's okay. He stands pretty well. I can still put him in dynamic poses. He's not back heavy at all. Maybe because this is all, like I said, the Marvel Legends plastic, so it's not heavy at all. It doesn't weigh him down, so you can still put him in pretty dynamic poses without any concerns. Now I know there's this issue with his legs being loose, and I do see that the legs are a little bit loose, but you know, he can stand, you know, he can stand pretty well. I don't have any issues with mine. So first off, here he is with his Wavemate Leader Class Prime, and let's throw in Ultra Magnus here as well. Now we already know they are not in scale. Now here he is with the other Beast Wars figures that we've gotten so far. Yeah, he's supposed to tower over all of them, so I think this is a very good scale. If anything, I think Rat Trap could stand to be a little bit taller, but yeah, I think this is a good scale. Let's get to transforming this guy. So his transformation can be a little bit fiddly, especially with all the rubber plastic, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as the people in the forums and whatnot put him out to be. I think he's a really nicely done figure, and if you ask me, I like the decision to put the Marvel Legends plastic on top of the Transformers plastic. So first off, what do we do first? I think let's do the legs first. So let's just move the arms out. Legs is pretty simple, so pull this out. So one tip that I would let you know when you transform this guy, where there are both the hard plastic and this softer rubbery plastic, always always pull on the harder plastic. Don't try to pull on the rubbery plastic, because I don't know how they're stuck in there. Might be glued in there or something. But if you try to pull on those, then you loosen all the glue, and eventually you'll wear it out, and it'll get, you know, it will it'll just fall off. So better to pull on the solid plastic. So yeah, the next thing is similar to Studio Series movie Grimlock. You pull the crotch down, there you go, and there you go, you position it as so. Very similar to the Studio Series movie Grimlock. This joint is a bit tight, which makes it a bit tough in transformation, but then it makes it solid in robot mode and beast mode, so I don't mind at all. Just be careful, you might break it. So there. Then the next thing you do is let's do this arm just to get it out of the way. So for this arm, the tail arm, basically first thing you do is let's see, I think you're supposed to do that first. Yeah, so you're supposed to fold that down first, and then there's this slit there for that tab, so tab that on there. And then what you do is you unfold this, and as you can see, there are some tabs there and there, and there's this slit there and there, so you just position it so that it goes into that hole. Now, as you can see, there is a bit of warping there, and that is something that us Marvel Legends collectors are pretty used to by now. A little bit of hot water or hair dryer would fix that up. If you want to, for me, I don't really mind. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest. I'll do the same on the other hand. So make sure it's under there and pegged. There you go. Now when you transform him back, I do have one tip. Make sure you press that in before you fold, otherwise, you know, it's more liable to warpage. And then just rotate this tail tip so that the green side aligns with the green side and the flesh side aligns with the flesh side. So that's that. Now the next bit is you unpeg it from the waist. So as you can see, there's these side ridges there that just tabs on the waist there. Just untab that, and that allows you to actually free up the backpack. So let's just free up the backpack. Now this, okay, let's just move the arms out. Now this can be tricky. So as you can see, that purple bit is clamped on the black plastic underneath this one, so it can be tricky to pull out. Just make sure you're holding on to the the hard plastic and not tugging on this leathery plastic. It can be tricky, but there you go. So let's just free that all up. Now the next thing you do is see that white gap there, white clip system there. That black piece should align to that one and peg onto that one. So you just lift that up, rotate him at the waist like that, and then we peg him back in. So we just peg it there. Let's see, let's just clear this bit, clear that bit, and just peg him in there. This is a bit tough. Maybe press your thumb in this gap there. There you go. And that allows us to actually move the feet forward. There you go. Now you can just rotate the head in. There you go, into that gap. And then it's just a matter of finessing this entire bit over here. So there are a few tabbing points. So basically, see those tabs there? They should tab on the corresponding gaps there. And there's another tab there that will tab there. So it's not a hard tabbing point from what I've seen. Just basically rests there. But once it's there, it doesn't really untab or anything, so it's not really a problem. There you go. Make sure all of the rubbery plastic is aligned. None of them is under others, because that will cause the warpage as well. There you go. Now this bit, there are some slits there and some black tabs on the feet. And just peg this there. And this helps keep the feet solid as well. There you go. Now see, this bit is on this rotating hinge, so just rotate that so that it's that purple circle is in the middle. Again, when you're disengaging and putting this on, make sure you hold on to this part, just because you don't want to loosen this. So when you transform him back, make sure you hold here and pull it out. There. But yeah, just for transformation, cover it up there. And let's do the same for this one. And it's all a matter of cleaning up the pieces. Make sure the head is oriented in the correct way. Position the hands down, and there you have Beast Megatron in his dinosaur mode. And if you ask me, I really love this representation of Megatron. Now, as I said, it's not perfect. You can see all of the gaps and all of that. And this thing tends to untab. But the gaps, I don't really mind, because it does help a lot with articulation, and we'll go through the articulation in beast mode. But the articulation on beast mode is really great. And if it means have to suffer through these gaps, I don't really mind that at all, because he's really a fun figure to pose. Now my only complaint, at least that's pertinent to me, would be the same complaint I had with Optimus Primal, and that they opted to give him a more realistic T-Rex look as opposed to the cartoon. If you remember the cartoon's head, it's not really like this. It's like, I don't know how to put it. He has a bit of a bigger head, and it's not as angular and all that. Definitely transition from the CGI to this one. They opted to design him to have a more realistic dinosaur head, which on its own is not really bad, but I guess it's a artistic decision that the designers had to choose, or it's maybe Hasbro's way of saying, oh, we're gonna release this with a more accurate head later on, so you'll have to buy it again. But well, as it is, I don't really mind it. It's really good. So let's take a look at the detail. I mean, the head sculpt, while not accurate to the cartoon, is an awesome representation of T-Rex. If it wasn't purple, Barney purple, it would be a good thing you can put in your Jurassic Park shelf if you have one. And The rubbery plastic really gives him a really nice texture. Feels a lot like, you know, what do I have? So like this one, right? It does feel very similar. So if you've handled Marvel Legends before, that's how this thing feels. So it doesn't feel bad at all to me. This one is rubbery plastic, which is, you know, not a bad decision at all. It makes it sturdy at least, or you know, not prone to breakage at least. The feet is really well sculpted. You can see the scaly detail, scaly textured detail. So it's really good. Inside the mouth, even texture on the tongue there, and the top of the mouth. There's that hole for blast effects. Yeah, really nice. The feet, as you can see, this is purple soft plastic. This feet is actually hard plastic. It's just covered over by that purple, which is a good decision, just because this one will be the, you know, this will be bearing all the weight, so it's good to have it as hard plastic. Okay, really nice. Now articulation for this guy, as I've said, his mouth opens up quite a bit, but you know, you don't want to extend it past this gummy part, so maybe like that. It does look up, all the way up, but you know, that's the best he can look up without breaking the sculpt. He does look left and right, which is really good. And this is on a springy plastic as well, so you know, it will go right. You can push it back. Really good. This is all in a ball joint, so around, not that you'll need it, because you know, it's too tiny to do anything anyway. This leg can go that much forward, that much back, which is really nice, that they've been able to pull that off. The knees will go 90 degrees, does expose a bit of the joint, but that's not too bad. And he does have a knee swivel. He does have ankle tilt as well, which is awesome. And the tail, you know, it goes that much to the left, that much to the right. So even that is awesome. Even the Studio Series Grimlock had a firm tail. This one, he does have a lot of character just because of the posability. So you know, you can have him angled that way, angled that way. Really nice. Can't really complain about this guy. So size comparison. I won't do a lot of size comparisons because we'll see that in a future video, but here he is with Optimus Primal. So, and just because he's right here he is with the other T-Rex we just gotten, Studio Series Grimlock. So they're actually about the same size as well, which is really cool. So Beast Megatron, what can I say? I mean, maybe if you don't collect Beast Wars figures, then this is an easy pass for you, and I can't blame you. There's a lot of people in the forums who are not Beast Wars fans. I myself am a really big Beast Wars fan. This is what I primarily watch. I actually skipped a lot of the G1 when I was younger and just had to go back to it later on. But when I was young, Beast Wars was younger, this Beast Wars was the one I was watching. So I'm a really big Beast Wars fan, and I really wanted to have this version of Megatron even you know, from the time I started collecting. So yeah, I'm really stoked. This is an awesome figure. Again, he has his flaws. Mainly, it's not really accurate to the Beast Wars cartoon, and you know, there's this gappiness and all that. But even with that, I think he's really nicely done. So if you're even remotely interested in Beast Wars, I'd say pick him up. He's a really hard figure to source now in Melbourne. I don't know how it is in your countries, but he's really hard to get. So if you're really interested in this guy, I'd suggest once you see him, grab him, because he might be hard to get later on. Otherwise, you know, if you're not a Vsauce fan, like I said, just this is an easy pass. So yeah. So yeah, nothing much else to say. That was the review. So if you like that review, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. This has been Grim Trigger. This has been the more than awesome Beast Megatron. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.